and welcome to Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy. Good morning, good morning. Today is Friday, October 28th. October is almost gone. Hey, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. I really appreciate all the great feedback I've been having over the last week or two. Our subscriptions have increased about 25%. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, if you have not subscribed to Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy, please hit that subscribe button. If you have not subscribed, what's stopping you? I'm bringing good content. I'm researching. I'm trying to bring relevant topics that can help us navigate this life that we're all living together, because we are in this thing together. So if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you. Please keep sharing. Please keep telling your friends, your relatives, and coworkers about Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy. Well, let's go ahead and move on to our subject this week. Now, on Wednesday, we talked about 8 things that women should stop doing if they want to be married. We talked about 8 things that women should stop doing if they want to be married. We didn't hold anything back. We tried to be upfront and clear. And guess what? Today, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to talk about 8 things men should do if they want to be married. 8 things men should stop doing if they want to be married. So, hey, men, this is important. It's come from my heart. I believe it'll help you. I've talked to a few of you. I know there are many of you who are looking for a wife, who are looking for a mate that will stand with you. But you have to be willing to listen to counsel, be willing to take advice so that, God can work through others to help you find the bride that you are so searching for. So, hey, let's not delay. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Hey, just like with the women, the first thing, men, you got to stop doing is you got to quit having premarital sex. What? Okay. Many of the guys turn me off. Man, don't turn me off. Don't turn me off. If you're serious about one day having a wife who's going to love you, cherish you, care about you, be there for you, meet your every need, stand by your side, then you got to quit having premarital sex. You got to stop this. You got to cut this stuff off. Lay it down. Give it to the Lord, because you said, Lord, I want to be pure. I want to be right for the bride you're bringing me, and I want my mind to be right. When I see her, I want our eyes to meet. I want us to click, and I want to know that she's the one for me. But you got to prepare yourself, guys. You got to quit fornicating. You got to quit sleeping around. She wants you. You want her to be special for you. She wants you to be special for her. So quit sleeping around. Number 2, listen, I'm 56 years old. I've been married 25 years now. But listen, guess what? At one time, I was 25 years old. At one time, I was 20. And, beautiful woman walk by, you checking her out, and you, hey, man, y'all talking about, hey, she fine, blah, blah, blah. Listen, but once you start making a commitment to somebody, you got to start putting that in check. You got to start controlling your eyeballs, amen. You got to start, not allowing yourself to get caught up in every little thing that runs by in a short skirt and a big bulge in the front, okay? So you got to stop lusting. When you meet a young lady and you're going out on a date with her, if you haven't put that in check, you're going to be out with a young lady on a date, and, it may be somebody that walk by and get your attention for, you're looking. Your eyeballs are following her and not paying attention to your date, and guess what? Your date's gonna get offended, and that may be the end of that date, and you may have liked her. I'm just saying, these are some things that you gotta stop doing. And let's be honest, these are things that we as men have been prone to do. We are sight driven, and that's something that we have to conquer, and you can conquer it. You learn, as I've learned, many other men before me have learned, you learn to put your spouse, your mate, your date, whoever, she's the center of attention, and it's your responsibility to make sure she always feels that she is the center of attention. Number 3, hey, let's stop being immature, guys. It's a thing that women hate is a guy who's immature and irresponsible. You're not mature enough to arrange a date. You're not mature enough to put together an event. You're not responsible enough to call and say, hey, I know we had a date, but something came up, or I had to work late. You just leave the person hanging. Or even when it comes to taking care of your vehicle or things that come up, you gotta before you get married, you got to step up. Listen, guys, listen. You got to step up. Listen, you can be a handsome guy, you can be a well-built guy, you can have a great job, but if you're not responsible, if you're not mature enough, then it's going to be hard if you get married. Because y'all going to fight because your immaturity and your irresponsibility is going to show up. Things like, around the house when she needs help with the dishes or need help with the clothes or help doing things, you're going to act like a spoiled little brat thinking that, hey, that's the wife's job and y'all gonna fight. So stop being immature and irresponsible. Get ready to step up to the plate to take a big swing so you can help that potential mate. Pornography. Okay, guys, I'm not saying every guy is into pornography. I'm not saying it, but I know a lot of guys are. I know when I was single and even probably a little bit after I got married when I was really young with my ex. I'm gonna say that. I probably shouldn't, but my wife might hear this, she'll get mad, but she'll be all right. Because it's just for the context. You hang around guys, and before you know it, they got magazines all around, and single guys, especially if you hang with single guys, they got magazines all around. They got, of course, pictures of this woman, pictures of Swimsuit Illustrated and Playboy. And, when you're single and it's just a bunch of guys, especially aren't Christians. Early in my Christian walk, I was new to the faith. I wasn't really as committed as I should have been. And I was hanging out with a few guys who, hey, they're just single men and they want to just enjoy themselves. So they have magazines all over the place. And I had to cut that off. God convicted me. I'm like, man, I can't. You gotta drop that stuff, because guess what? You're gonna wind up trying to compare your future spouse, your future wife, to all these most time young women, young 20-somethings. And if you're in your 30s and your 40s and you're still partaking in pornography, you got these centerfolds that you're trying to compare your mate to a centerfold, and besides that, it's sinful. It's ungodly to get caught up in pornography, and it brings a snare and a stronghold that will ruin your image and your character, and it'll destroy the relationship that you and your spouse are supposed to have. So these things you're to stop before you get married. These things you want to stop before you get married. Remember the context. Okay, I already talked about the fellas. Listen, before you get married, you got to start cutting off some of that homeboy time. Listen, when you begin to get serious about a young lady, you got to start giving more of your time to her and giving her your attention. And especially before you get married, you don't want to wait to get married and then say, oh, I got to have a hard cutoff. I can hang out with the guys. And I'm not saying when you get married, you can't hang out with the guys. That is not what I'm saying, because, we need fellowship. We need that camaraderie. We need that feedback from hanging with the fellas. We need that macho environment, watching football, fishing, hunting, whatever it is you do. That's great. I mean, I'm talking about that is great. But I'm saying, some of the guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Your homeboy call you at 5 when you get off of work. Hey, man, what you doing tonight? Oh, man, nothing. Oh, we just gonna hang. So you get with these guys at 5, and y'all together to 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Y'all hang out, play pool. Y'all go to the club, and that's a pattern. And I mean, y'all always hanging out, playing dominoes, watching football, barbecues. Your girlfriend calls, hey, what's going on? Oh, me and Joe finna hang out. Well, dog, you and Joe, when you hang out with me? Oh, well, I get with you. No, guys, that don't cut. If you want to be serious with a young lady, you got to be able to say, you know what? I can get with you guys sometime, but hey, man, I've got something more important than hanging with the fellas. So you got to start cutting some of that back. Okay, player. If you're serious about being married one day, the playing day is over. I already talked about sleeping around. That should cover this, but I still want to say that Papa was a Rolling Stone syndrome. Some people have had it in their families, and some people have said some things that I really think are kind of silly, but hey, people are people. They tell their sons, hey, As long as you take care of home, you're paying their bills, putting food on the table, everybody's taking care of that old OJ song, you can sneak around and do what you want to do. No, that's wrong. That's evil. Don't ever tell your son that as long as he's paying the bills and taking care of home and there's a roof over their head and their food in their bellies and all this, they can have a little something on the side. No. Don't teach your son to be an adulterer. Don't teach your son to disrespect his wife. When you get serious about getting married, you got to burn the black book, okay? You got to cut it off. The playing days are over. So you got to just accept it. Playing is over. And I guess we're on number 7. Listen, guys. Many of you have met young women that you really, really liked, and she got away. And you know why she got away. She got away because you weren't committed. She was ready. She was sincere. She wanted to be your wife. She wanted to spend all her life with you. But you kept hemming. You kept hawing. You kept making excuses. See, because guess what? Unfortunately, y'all had premature sex. You liked the sex. She liked the sex. And y'all coupled up and y'all hooked up and y'all were playing the house. But you weren't committed. And because you weren't committed, finally, she got some wisdom from God. Her dad, maybe some friends said, hey, you need to drop that 0 and get you a hero. So guys, some of you have lost women who could have been great spouses, could have been great wives, but because you would not commit, you lost that opportunity. I'm telling you, stop being non-committal. Man, you know how hard it is to find somebody who really loves you, who respects you, who honors you, who will die by your side? Man, I was just reading this aside, Trevor. I was reading a story about this young Bonnie and Clyde, this young white couple. They were in their early 20s, I should say. Just recently, they went on a robbing spree and a killing spree. And this is probably not a great illustration, but the thing is, she was with him no matter what. They were down with each other. You know how it is to find somebody who's really committed to you? Man, when you find a young lady who laughs at your jokes, who hangs on your every word, who just loves to stare at you and look in your eyes, spend all her time with you, don't poo-poo that, man. You may never find that again. Some of you who've given it up, you might not find that again. So take these opportunities seriously, because there are some. Say you got a great job. Say you got a nice company. You meet a beautiful young lady. I mean, she's smart, she's beautiful, she's attractive. But some people, we call them gold diggers. There's some women that you are drawn to. Hey, they might be in it for the money. I mean, I'm not saying they won't care about you, but you want somebody to love you. So when you find somebody who's truly committed, who's, what we say, down with you, stop being non-committal. I'm saying pray about it, evaluate it, be sincere, but stop running away from commitment. That's the key. Stop running away from commitment. One more here. There's something going on in our culture, and I addressed it in a video last Friday saying, why are men becoming so feminine? Well, I said when men are becoming more feminine because a lot of men nowadays, 72% of black children are being raised in the fatherless home. 35% of white children are being raised in fatherless homes. So a lot of men are growing up under their mothers, under the tutelage of their mothers. And so as you become adult, say 20, 25, 30 and upwards, you hang on every word of your mother. I'm going to be honest with you. There's nothing worse for a young lady than to know that you are mama's boy, that you always got your head under your mama's dress. You hanging on every word of your mama. And I'm not disrespecting your mama. I was raised in a single parent household. My mother, she did the best she could. She fed me, she clothed me, she tried to keep me as best she could. But I wasn't a mama's boy. I worked. I studied. I did the things I had to do to become the man God wanted me to be. And I respected my mom. I asked my mom for help. My mom gave me some direction, but I wasn't a mama's boy. women get highly offended. This may seem silly, but women get highly offended when you always run into another woman to ask them about your relationship. Don't let you being a mama's boy interfere with the woman God has brought to you. And that, I might not be fleshing that out right, but I'm trying to say is when you find a young lady who you care about, you're serious about, maybe your mom could have, issue where she's not ready to let go, or she just may be an overbearing type mom. And it could be personality, maybe your potential mate and her, maybe they're not hitting it all right now. But if you step in and say, Mom, this is, my potential wife. I love her. I care about her. I think we're going to be great together. And so, Mom, I'm just asking you to be patient. Give me room. You got to make sure that boundary is set. Because everybody don't always get along, especially right away. Set a boundary. Stop letting anybody and everybody speak into your relationship, especially with parents. Hey, when you find a mate, parents become second. When you find a potential mate, parents become second. And this is extra, guys. Guys, when you begin to get serious about a young lady, let her know you're serious. And let your actions follow your sincerity. There are a lot of attractive young ladies that are out there. There's so many more available women than there are men. So, men, to be honest with you, many of you, there's so many more opportunities for you to find a mate. And so many of you are taking advantage of the young women by playing around. That's why I say stop playing around. Stop flirting. Stop sleeping around. Because by doing those things, you're not going to be able to meet that person that God has called for you, because you got your mind focused on so many other things. I don't want to go too long in this video. I'm just saying, hey guys, there's some things that you know that you need to stop doing if you want to find the love of your life. Hey, I believe that if you'll pay attention to not only what I've shared this morning, but there's probably some other things that, your dad is giving you, mom is giving you, your pastor is giving you that would help you. But there's some things that you've got to stop doing if you really are sincere about taking that next step of becoming a husband and having a wife that you can love and cherish for the rest of your life. Hey, this is Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Hey, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have problems with it, hey, please share it, comment. But hey, whatever you do, let me know that you're watching and that you're listening. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hey, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Help me to grow this ministry. Help me to just begin to blossom, because there's a lot of young people who need this encouragement. A lot of young men who don't have dads who need this. So again, Eyes of Faith with Michael Roy. Tune in every Wednesday, every Friday, so we can help you navigate this life that God has given us. Have a blessed day and a blessed weekend in Jesus.